Hello, and welcome to the Guilbault Girls Show, where you will have the opportunity to hear from mothers, fathers, siblings, and individuals themselves about their journey of living with a disability. I know, it's called Guilbault Girls, but we have a bonus for you as we get the Guilbault boys to interview some of the dads and siblings and get their perspectives too. We'll also have special guests from time to time to share the many resources that are available to those living with a disability and their families. So get ready to laugh, smile, cry, maybe even get a little angry when you hear some of these stories of their day-to-day struggles. But let's not forget their many triumphs. As they say, it takes a village. And if it weren't for our village, we wouldn't be where we are today. So join us. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Guilbault Girls. Today, we have Christine and Shawn with us. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
So can you tell us where you're from?
I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania. He's originally from Buffalo, but he moved up here for me.
Oh, that's awesome. So you guys met and he was in Buffalo and you were still in Pennsylvania and you guys met and then he moved here for you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
Get out of here. How did you guys meet?
So we both went to school with a mutual friend, and she had a birthday party, and we didn't play right time, right place, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
It's been 4 years.
I absolutely love it.
Almost 5 years.
All right. And I watched the one video of you guys today. Faith and I watched a few of them actually. But I loved the one where he proposed to you. Oh my gosh.
The video is good because we just started that.
Oh, absolutely. I think they're great. And the more that you do them, the better they're going to become. You know, just like us, we started, I was critiquing myself. As I was editing one of the shows, I'm like, oh my gosh, I keep saying, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to stop saying that. But you do, you just pick it up and you go with it. And the more you do it, the better you get, the easier it is. So yeah, I think kudos to you guys. You guys are doing great so far.
The hardest part for us is we don't mind doing the videos. The videos are fun. The hardest part for us is the editing aspect. It takes a long time, and
It does. I am right there with you. The editing takes the longest. But it's good stuff to get out. It's the purpose is awesome. So we can kind of just conversate between both of you and just kind of get some of your perspectives on some of the different questions. So Christine, let's start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey of what it's like growing up with cerebral palsy? And do you have any other diagnoses on top of CP?
So growing up, my parents were very supportive. They always tried to include me in anything I wanted to do. I was a cheerleader. I did this program where we went every Saturday. It was me and a bunch of individuals with disabilities from different ranges of disabilities, and it was a recreational program where we would do basketball, and we would do crafts or go on outings. My parents have always supported me in anything I wanted to do. I've done water skiing, adaptive water skiing.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, I never tried skiing. I'm too scared.
You're too scared. Were you scared? How scared were you?
I love water, and I love being in the water, so it doesn't bother me.
That is one place where we're complete opposites.
Yeah.
Water. When I get in the water, I have severe muscle spasms because of the cold water, and it's just like, ugh. Yeah. And I'm like, I hate it. I can't enjoy it and have fun.
I love
And this
I
is
love it when I'm in it, but when I get out, I'm like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. The muscle spasms kick in. Now, so do you have anything else other than CP? Like Faith, she actually grew out of her epilepsy. Which was awesome.
I saw that.
Yes. And then she also has cortical vision impairment as well.
and dysautonomia.
So we both have impaired vision.
Yeah, we do.
So I have no depth perception, and I also have trouble when it comes to reading something. If I'm reading like a paragraph, it's hard for me to eye alignment, and everything has to be huge for me.
Yep.
And same with him.
Yep. I went to have routine cataract surgery done. And when I started, I had not perfect vision, but it was pretty close. And the cataract surgery went wrong, and I have no interocular lens in my right eye now.
Oh, wow.
Because the surgery went wrong. So I can see shadows out of one side, and one side is like 79/20.
So
Wow.
as far as vision, it's kind of hard to tell who's was. I mean, we both have our challenges, but we kind of both help each other.
Yeah.
I have a spinal fusion all the way down my back,
Okay.
and from the bottom of my neck down to like my butt. And I also have a pain pump, which is baclofen.
Okay. Yeah, Faith had baclofen back when she was in inpatient, but it actually caused her to have seizures. And I found out that it lowers the threshold of your seizure medication. But you know what? Now that you are seizure free, baclofen might be your friend if you need it again.
So how did they get it seizure free?
So a lot of times with seizures, you can grow out of them. So my husband's aunt, she had seizures, and then when she hit puberty, she outgrew them. And then her son also, he had nocturnal seizures. And in order for him to even get his license, he had to go through so many different doctors and get like the written letter stating he's off his medicine and he's seizure free. But yeah, a lot of times they grow out of him. I'm chalking up. I believe in God, and I think God definitely had a hand in it. But it was amazing. It was hard because they had to wean her off so quick in the hospital in order to see if she had any seizures, and if she did, she would be in the hospital and have that care. But on the other flip side, she was on her seizure medicine for 11 years. So then she had
a little bit of depression, but I'm getting help and I'll be fine.
Yeah, it just, her whole, she started feeling like emotions that she's never felt before, because the medicine was actually used as an off-brand for bipolar disorder as well. So how they explain it was like that, her brain was sedated for 11 years, if you will. And then all of a sudden we ripped the Band-Aid off and poured some coffee on top as a stimulant. So her emotions were all over the place. So now she's just trying to relearn them. But every day she's getting better with it. So, and it's better to be off the medicine, which is good.
I was in a high and then I was in a low, and then I just crashed and wasn't sleeping.
Yeah.
But now I'm sleeping.
How old are you?
18.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I was reading your post and trying to figure out how old she was, and I thought you were young. I thought Faith was young, younger, but I guess not.
Yeah, she's 18. Yeah. So how about you, Shawn? Can you tell us a little bit about your journey of what it was like growing up with CP?
Yes. So I didn't do as many exciting things as Christine, but the one thing that I think I wanted to say about growing up with CP is I always felt just like all the other kids. I always felt normal, and I always felt like I could do anything I wanted to. I've hit some big milestones. I walked across the stage for graduating high school.
Oh my gosh, how awesome. Congratulations.
When I turned 16, before my eyes went bad, I got my driver's license. I had that for 5 years.
Wow.
Let's see what else. I've gone to lacrosse games and met the lacrosse team in Buffalo, I've gone to hockey games. I've just done everything that I can do to be as normal as possible. I think that's what stands out with my journey with CP with me.
As a child, I never wanted to be home. I wanted to go to
Me either.
hockey games. I wanted to go to princess. I wanted to go to concerts. I didn't want to be looked at differently.
No, me neither.
And one thing about me though, I never. So when I was younger, I always wanted to drive, but my eyes are too bad to be able to drive that. I know it wouldn't be possible, and I have a lot more spasticity than he does.
Yeah.
So I don't think physically I would be able to drive because of my spasticity.
Yeah. Like I tell Faith, all the amount of money you guys will save on vehicles and gas and repairs and insurance.
Well, we have 2 accessible vehicles. One I got through a friend, and so if we both have somewhere to go, then we both can go. We can go together, but we need someone to take us.
Right.
Yeah. So, and the biggest thing with that is you can do so many other cool things that's not really important. You know what I mean? You can do so much other cool stuff with life.
Like we live on our own.
Yeah, we live on our own.
We have help, but we live on our own. We have help throughout the day, but we don't have 24-hour care.
They come for like 4-hour shifts.
Okay, 4-hour shifts. Okay.
And we're in the process of getting a house through Habitat for Humanity. So I think the biggest thing for us is to show other people with disabilities
that you can do it.
That you can do it.
Don't ever give up.
And also people who are not familiar with disabilities, we are not any different. We want to be treated like everyone else. I don't know if you saw the video we just did yesterday, but those are some of the comments we receive, and there's a lot more comments that we receive.
Yeah.
And it's just like, don't treat me
any different than you would treat anybody else, because there is we feel like there's like a stigma around having a disability, because everybody gets categorized into one category.
Yes.
It's not. You know what I mean? It's the word disabled is a bad word to use, but there's a category there.
And like how to say this? People look at me as a little more severe than they look at him, because he doesn't have the spasm. He doesn't have the speech issues. So sometimes people will talk to him or talk to someone else, and it's like, hello. Like,
I'm right here. I'm sitting here. Talk to me. Yes, I feel you. Yes, I hear what you're saying. Yep. Looking back, what were some of your fears and challenges back then, and how did you overcome them growing up?
As a child,
I would have to say, I'll go. I would have to say some of my biggest fears were like surgeries or things that were like gonna be like life altering things, like going from middle school to high school, getting surgeries done, walking across the stage. I was so nervous to do that for weeks before I did that. And I practiced when no one was around. I practiced walking back and forth on stage. But I had my biggest two are surgeries and transitions in life.
A lot of surgeries, like in high school, and it was so hard.
Yeah.
I missed like 6 weeks of school, and I couldn't be in the play because of it.
Shawn, what advice would you give younger kids coming up that may have cerebral palsy or any disability?
Always be the best you that you can be. Always be the best you can be, and always try to be unique. Never be what anybody wants you to be.
Yeah.
Always be unique to yourself.
Christine, how about you? What were some of your fears and challenges back growing up?
My fears and challenges growing up, I would say, honestly, I would compare myself to people my age or my brother or my sister who do not have disabilities, and like I would see my brother driving or my sister in a relationship, and I would think to myself, like, am I gonna be able to, is someone gonna love me even though I have this, or I have a disability in challenge, or am I gonna be able to live on my own, or am I gonna have a job? Because when I was younger, it's not like I could go out and get a job at McDonald's. Or I could, one of my challenges was, and it's still a challenge for me today, is the ability not to, I can't just get up and go. If I want to go to the mall or I want to go out to eat, we have to make arrangements or have somebody take us, have somebody go with us, make arrangements for the lift. It's not, so that's, but I've learned that even though you have to adapt to things, that anything is possible, even though you might think that's not going to be me one day, and that's just not going to be me. I've overcome a lot of the things that I didn't think I would do.
That used to be me, but I'm trying to overcome it.
Yeah, when you talk a little bit louder so that way the microphone picks you up.
Sorry.
It's okay. I think it's amazing. And, just even having you guys on the show shows other people that are, that are watching or listening via podcast or YouTube, that you are like everyone else. You guys are engaged. You're living on your own. Yes, you may need help, but and tell us a little bit more about Habitat for Humanity, because I think that's amazing that you guys are getting a home through them.
Okay, so Habitat for Humanity's basic thing that I think I would say about them, and I think we said this in our video about them, they don't provide the Taj Mahal. They don't provide you like an automated house, like a smart house. They provide basic, affordable living.
It's not a free house.
It's not a free house.
You do have to pay a mortgage. So the thing about Habitat, when a lot of people, not everyone, but I know a lot of people who have a disability, some of them are on SSI, or some of them not. I'm not making it for everyone, but sometimes it's hard. I know we tried to get a bank loan and we will not qualify on the income that we made. So Habitat was our best option besides living apartment to apartment, because living in an apartment, it's not yours. You're dumping money. You're paying rent, but it's not going to anything. So Habitat they're actually making us a fully accessible handicap home. Where in the apartment we live in now is supposedly handicapped, but for 2 wheelchairs, we bang up the wall so much. So this house is going to be completely accessible, wide open.
2 ramps so that we can use both fire exits.
2 ramps
Lowered.
and
We opted out of the lowered cabinets, but they were willing to put lowered cabinets.
and like the light switches or where we could reach them. This home is actually the first accessible home that they've done in this area.
Yes, in our area.
That's awesome. And I hope that more Habitat for Humanities continue in other states to do this too, because this is wonderful. Definitely. So did you ever feel isolated or feel alone back when you were going to school? And then how about now when you're as an adult, living as an adult?
I would have to say not really. I've never felt alone. I've always had a good support system of friends who I've known throughout my entire life. I have several friends with CP and several friends with disabilities, and that I can relate to. I have felt more or less unsure about things sometimes, but never alone or isolated. Like unsure about situations.
Mm-hmm.
When I was younger, I'm a very shy person if I don't know you. So when I was younger, I would say like 2nd, 3rd grade, I was very quiet. I didn't really talk to anyone because I felt like different. But as I got older, I met like more people in my situation and saw that I wasn't the only one, and it's okay to have challenges or be different. I have friends that own wheelchairs, and I have friends that own non-wheelchairs. I have friends who have less mobility than I do, and I have friends who don't have any mobility issues. So I think the older I get or have gotten, I became more comfortable with myself. And I just want other people to see that just love who you are, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Ambassador is Miss Wheelchair Pennsylvania Ambassador, which is when you compete, well, if you're not the winner, you still are considered an ambassador, which is kind of like a mentoring program. And we each have a platform, and my platform is higher wages for personal care attendants, because there is such a shortage of personal care attendants right now because they don't get paid enough, that it's leaving people who use the services stuck in bed, and just they don't have the help they need. Miss Wheelchair Pennsylvania is an organization to empower women in wheelchairs to educate and make a change when it comes to disabilities, and just be an advocate for things that need to be made different.
I love that, because, it's so needed. And I completely agree with you. The direct support personnel, the caretakers, it's so limited everywhere right now across the board, and they don't get paid enough, and they're working with human beings, they have an important job.
It's affecting me it's affecting many people in the disability community, because without the help, I, as well as many others, can't get out of bed, can't give myself a shower, can't. So that's why I picked that platform. Each woman involved with it has a different platform, and being involved with such an organization has given me a community of support. We all we text all the time, and it's opened me to many opportunities.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Can I get respite services from like 3 to 6 or 6 to 8. I am going to personal sports soon, but I agree with you. She works for the ARC.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I actually work for the ARC, Northern Chesapeake region here in Maryland. So I know there's many ARC chapters all over the place.
Yeah.
So I know firsthand about the shortage and all of that as well. Yeah. So Faith, she receives respite, and then she'll be getting personal supports too. But, it's, again, all you guys want to do is live independently. Yes, you need help, and those people are there to help you. And without them, you guys are the ones that suffer. So yes, it's a very important job that you're doing. And I applaud you for that. And thank you for that, because you're fighting for everyone. Your voice matters.
How much are you able to, how much assistance do you need, on a daily basis?
So my CP is moderate. So I need help getting in the shower. I need help, if I need help with my schoolwork, and then at school I need help going to the bathroom and stuff, and be following me around. And I'm sometimes I just want to be a normal kid, but my fine motor is not good.
I'm having a little bit of a hard time hearing you.
Yeah, talk up a little bit louder, because you're talking way too low. Go ahead.
So I need assistance in the bathroom, and I can't take a shower on my own. And at school, I have people follow me around. My fine motor is not good. So for example, my OT's coming next week to help me learn how to cook and feed myself, and as a survivor kit if my parents weren't here, so I could learn how to survive. Simple things like that.
That's one of my biggest, because my mom is my backup if my caregiver doesn't show up, and it's with the shortage of people right now, it's what am I gonna do when he's not here? So it's an adjustment to try to, but you make it work. You learn how to adapt with what you have to adapt to. And
my CP mostly affects my right side, and I can't I have a hard time reading and writing and stuff too.
Yeah. So with her fine motor, cutting up her food, even making her food, and then because of her balance, using the walker, she
I can't get dressed on my own either.
Yeah, she needs help with getting dressed, putting her socks and shoes on, and her braces. She can brush her hair, but she can't put it up on her own. She needs a scribe. Everything's speech to text as well.
So I need total assistance with mostly everything. I can eat on my own if it's cut up.
Right, her too.
Depending on what it is. I do use text to speech. That's how I got through college, and when I was looking, I used text to speech a lot because I can't write. It looks like a 2-year-old.
Me as well. It looks like a 2-year-old. And you're on the wall.
So how was your experience going through college? Did you get extra help?
I went to Edinburgh University, which is, it was one of the top colleges for disabled people to go to, because they had it. I lived in a dorm where it was everyone on the floor had some type of disability, and there was people that would sit in a room, and when you needed them, you would go down to the room and say, "Hey, can you come help me?" And you would sign up to get up. You would sign up to go to bed. So you in the morning you'd write down what time you wanted to get up, you'd write down what time you wanted to go to bed. But once we were up, we were kind of on our own, and we could go out, and so it wasn't like there was someone there with you
Right.
24 hours a day. As far as, but unfortunately, they got rid of that program a couple of years ago, right after I graduated, which made me really sad because I don't think there was only 5 in the country, and I know 2 of them are no longer there anymore, and I know the 2 that no longer exist were the main, the best ones. But as far as my classes went, I would have a note taker, and when I would have a test or something, I would sign up to take my test, and they had students who would act from different classes who would give you the test.
Okay. Gave you extra time and stuff too to take it. Okay. And what do you do now? What do you do now? Do you both work or?
So I recently got laid off.
Me too.
Like 2 months ago, I was a independent living specialist, which I did it for about 2.5 years. I would help people if they needed to sign up for services, or I would help individuals if they needed to learn a new skill, or I would do peer counseling, or just anything disability related. If they were having an issue with something in the school, I would go in the school and I would be an advocate for them to be like, this is why they need this accommodation, or but right now, because he got laid off as well,
Yeah.
we're kind of trying this YouTube thing, and
I wouldn't call it just a YouTube thing. We're trying our hand at more advocacy work.
Advocacy work.
Yeah.
And I want to do like public speaking, and
I think you'd be awesome
I'm
at
getting
it.
my hand in public speaking, and he's gonna do. We're both gonna do the video.
Because I think if you do a job, you should love your job, and you shouldn't just do a job just to do a job. So when you look back at what you've done, you can say, well, I made a difference.
Yep.
Yeah, we like doing the rolling with CP because we just started this 3 days ago, and a lot of the people that comment, I don't even know, but they're like, thank you so much. I relate to this. I know what this feels like. Thank you. I saw your engagement video. You give me hope that I'm not gonna be,
It's true, because you guys are definitely mentoring, and you're setting an example and showing others out there that hey, we did it, you can do it too. Nothing's stopping you. You just have to keep going, and if you need help, you get the help you need, and you just do it. I mean, so you definitely are going to make a difference.
When I was little,
Talk louder.
Where I used to live, I'm not going to say names or anything because, but at my school, they weren't giving me my accommodation. So I would have people like come and advocate for me because I was like so upset. So that's good that you're doing that.
That's kind of what I did. When I was little or younger, I didn't have someone doing my role of what I did as for job. So that's why I love my job, because I want to help people that need the extra support or need the push or just need someone to relate to.
Yeah. And what did you get your degree in?
So my degree is in individualized studies because I was having health issues, but my focus was social work.
Okay. Awesome. And what about you, Shawn? What were you doing?
I have studied actually media and like podcasting and TV, and that's the stuff that I've done mostly.
That's awesome. Awesome.
He's done a couple little radio podcast, but we're just with what we're doing now, we're just trying to focus on like the advocacy part of it and show people that you can do it.
Yep. Awesome. Well, I thank you guys both for being on the show. Before we wrap things up, is there anything else you would like to share or you want others to know about you guys?
That, like we said a million times during the show, if we can do it, you can do it. Never stop fighting for what you believe in. Never stop fighting for yourself. Never stop fighting for others. And always be kind.
I know it could be frustrating having a disability sometimes and having to rely on people to help you, but you do what you gotta do and you'll make it through. Just keep on pushing and never give up. And I want to be who I am today without my disability. And if I did not have my disability, we probably would have never met.
Yep.
Probably would have never went to Edinburgh. So, because I met him through a friend I went to college with. So everything happens for a reason. Just keep on fighting and never give up.
And tell everybody where they can find your YouTube show. What's the name of it again?
Rolling
with CP. So it's ROLL''N with CP.
And then where can they find you on social media? Are you on Instagram, Facebook, and is it still Rolling with
social
CP?
media pages yet.
Okay.
But
we were just trying to test the waters before we put all that stuff
up. So we wanted to see how much it would take off before we on social media.
But definitely, can't they find you at your Miss PA page, Kristen?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
If you also, my ambassador page is Miss. How's it listed? It's listed as 2022 Miss Wheelchair Pennsylvania Ambassador Christine Vasui.
Awesome. And I'll put all of that in the show notes too.
I wanted a service dog, but that will be in the future. So.
Oh, she wants to get a service dog.
That's so weird. We were just talking about this today. Before the camera turned on, we were just talking about getting a service dog.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one more thing with you guys. So I know I emailed you and asked you guys to choose a word that's meaningful to you. I'm going to hand stamp it and ink it, and I'll put it on either a keychain, a bracelet, a necklace for you, one for each of you guys, and just a daily reminder of something that's important to you. What would it be? What would be your word and why?
Mine would be strength. Because I have been through a lot in my life, from having a disability to CP to just trying to figure out who I am. But I think it just makes everything I've been through just makes me who I am, and it makes me a stronger person.
Perfect.
And mine would be independence. Because you're always striving to be your most independent that you can be.
Mine was fearful because not fearful, fearless because you have to be fearless in life having a disability. So, and I was getting a lot of surgeries in high school, so that kind of helped me through that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so she faced not on Facebook.
I am on TikTok.
She's on TikTok, but she has a closed account. But I was thinking about getting her a Facebook account because prior, with Facebook, they didn't used to have the speech to text, and now I believe they do.
Yeah.
So
I do everything speech to text. So if I ever send you an email and it doesn't make sense,
that's why.
Do you use a computer or a smartphone, or what do you use mostly?
iPhone, and I have a Chromebook. That's what I use because we were virtual school for coronavirus for 2 years, still at home.
Yeah.
So that was my Lord and Savior.
Yeah, the Chromebook. But yeah, she's good. She knows more on the iPhone than I do, like TikTok. She's on TikTok all the time. And she is constantly follows so many people with disabilities, and she'll have conversations and, chime in and everything.
What is the point of what? I'm not on TikTok. I have one, but I see a bunch of random videos
Stuff.
and I just don't really understand them.
Yeah. So
TikTok.
if you find the right people, because like I said, she follows a lot of people that have disabilities, and I don't know, it lifts her up, and it just, I don't know, she gets a lot out of it.
I follow these cute little 3-year-old triplets. They're so cute.
3-year-old triplets.
I want to take them home.
So, and that honestly, I would say to you guys is, when you start doing the YouTube and stuff, if you guys learn TikTok is we're
going to branch out.
Supposedly the top thing. I have to figure out how to do it because there's short little clips of videos, and you guys would have so much to offer in that, I think.
So, what would be the difference between YouTube and TikTok? It's just
TikTok's
is a 60-minute video.
60-second
video where you could do edits and colors and pick music and stuff. Because YouTube is just a flat video. Yeah,
where YouTube's more of a video platform of I wouldn't say it's like social.
Sorry.
It's not I don't know. I don't view YouTube, I could be wrong, but I don't view YouTube as a social media platform. Like a social media platform to me is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, that type of thing. And TikTok apparently I think has the most out of any of those social media aspects. And I think, what was the other one that brother used to do?
And I follow, you have to look them up. They're Joanna and Jimmy, and they're a couple that's married like you two. And she has CP, so.
Yeah. So you might want to just look up some people and follow them and just kind of see what they're doing. You know what I mean?
See, I've looked before we looked up a couples on YouTube, and I've seen interable couples, one was disabled and one wasn't, but we have not found one where they both were in wheelchairs and both had us. So that's why we're trying to do ours to show, it doesn't matter, you can still accomplish things.
Yep.
I also follow someone who is a single mom. I believe she got in a car accident and she raised her son on her own. She has a boyfriend and she's pregnant again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's like the TikTok queen, but I don't have her account public so people can't follow her because she'll sit there and make videos all day and I don't have time to sit there and monitor them to see what she's
accountabilities. It's mostly for advocating. My page is supposed to be stuff and good and positive, so.
Yeah. So, okay. So I just want to thank you both, honestly, for coming on the show. Keep doing what you're doing, making a difference. And I was just very excited. And all of your information will be in the show notes so people know how to get in touch with you guys. So thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us as we spread awareness through our personal stories and the many resources shared. You can help us by joining our village simply by sharing our show to the masses. If you would like to support the Guilbault Girls on another level, click on the link in the show notes to make a donation in any amount. Add your address and you'll receive a hand-stamped token with the word village on it in appreciation. Be sure to subscribe to our Guilbault Girls podcast and YouTube show, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Guilbault Girls. Till next time.